welcome to the Podnas with Phace, Pat, and Tiz.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
Welcome to the Podnas, guys. It's a show with three friends separated by distance, connected by brotherhood, having weekly conversations that you can join in on. As always, I am 1/3 of the Podnas, your boy Tiz, along with my two boys.
Yo, it's the Padawan here, Southeast Virginia. At the illustrious. Look at me. I already messed up, but I always mess up the intro. But I'm at the illustrious Exalt Recordings here on Mallory Street, right at the Matriarch Gallery. Once again, right where we all started. And down here also with my homeboy, the birthday boy.
Yeah.
What's happening? What's happening? It's me, Phace. I'm in the place again, just trying to stay ahead of the race. You know it. You know it. Big 3-8 today, baby.
Oh, man, in the house. He's kicking that door. He's kicking that door of 40 real hard right now. And as always,
on that door, baby.
I look forward to his birthday every year just to make me feel younger. Because for once again, I am now again younger than Big Broski. So we back, bitches. Back. We young again. We're young. We are no longer the old men. Old man 40. While I got y'all here and while I'm, starting to show off, if you ever like to support in honor of Phace's birthday, please go to thepodnas.com. We got both stores on there, so you don't even have to remember the link. Just go there, click on either store, find something you like, cop it in honor of Phace. All proceeds tonight on any donations, on any merch copped, on anything that you do to support us tonight, any like, share, subscribe, any of that is in honor of Phace's birthday tonight. So if you want to send in some donations, we are at $Podnatiz1. Anything that comes in is going straight to Phace's pocket so that he can furthermore enjoy his birthday. Any merch cop tonight will be donated to Phace's birthday. So, just show some love if you can. And if not, Thank you. Hey.
From the bottom of my heart, I appreciate all the birthday wishes, all the birthday love, whatever y'all do. Thank you from Phace and the Podnas.
Indeed. Even if you just, drop something in the chat, drop a comment, just let the boy know, what I'm saying, you think about him. Especially in 2020/2021, where people are dropping like flies. To live another year is just a blessing. So we just want to celebrate life tonight. And we might get into some serious topics throughout the night tonight, but at the end of the day, love life, celebrate, and enjoy yourselves. Before we get into anything, man, just how your birthday been, Phace? How's the day been going? How's it feel to be another year older, another year on this earth, living, breathing, kicking? You still look like the youngest of the crew, despite being the oldest. How you feeling, bro?
I can't complain, man. But just kicking back, relaxing. Everybody asked me what I wanted for my birthday, and I got it this year. All I wanted was peace. No material object can give me that, man. All I wanted was peace of mind, peace of heart, and shit. I'm gonna give me a piece of something else later, so. All I wanted was some peace.
That's part about having a birthday when you are married. You are guaranteed to end the night the right way. Thank you, Derek. Man. Shout out Derek. Derek Beach wishing you a happy birthday, Phace, man.
Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate that love, champ.
Thank you. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Pat, what you been up to, man? How you living?
What's going on, Pete?
Shoot, just try to make some moves, so do a little networking behind the scenes stuff. Work on my book. Same old. We had I had Martin Luther King Day off or whatever. So since I'm off on Tuesdays, that was a 4-day weekend, and I enjoyed it. Just getting away from it. So yeah, pretty much same stuff.
Damn right.
Shout out to the real King, MLK. It's been a long time since we had a real black leader like him. I'm gonna get into some of that in some of my topics tonight, but shout out to MLK, man, and what he was able to do while he was on this earth. I pray and hope that at some point I'm able to do even 0.1% of what he was able to accomplish on this earth, man. And yeah, man.
Oh, definitely.
Indeed, man. If y'all didn't know, we got the SMEL theory series out. I dropped a compilation today in honor of Phace's birthday, so please go check that out if you are feeling
Most
the
definitely.
effects of 2021. It's really just positive, uplifting, motivational words and encouragement. And he actually started to lay out a plan of like how you can get yourself out of the doldrums of life and really activate the fullness of who you are. We call it smelling yourself. It's based off of his smell theory.
Yes,
Before
sir.
our first topic tonight, Phace, why don't you go ahead, take it away, and let them know a little bit more about that smell theory, man.
All right, now with the smell theory, for the majority of the conversation that we've always talked about, we talked about the first level, the first phase, you could say, of smell, which is self-motivation. Once again, the whole acronym is SMEL, which is self-motivation, self-elevation, self-liberation. So tonight we're gonna cap it off with a, excuse me, a little. I'm not gonna say full in-depth conversation of both the last two phases, elevation, liberation, but we're just gonna go a little bit deeper than we did with motivation, being we covered everything in one night. Once again, this is not something I'm just telling y'all. It's something that I personally do myself. It's a personal journey that I put myself through, and it's a personal success. Something I always continue to do and put forth in everything I do, and I continue to see success through it. So I continue to put it into my daily routines and just my life period. So not only in my personal goals or my personal things with family, work, whatever, even with our podcast here, I implicated this, and we all initially implicated in our own ways, and we come to fruition to go to that liberation phase one. So, excuse me, we'll continue to do the smell theory over and over. So, to continue the elevation. Now, the first two main factors of smell to get to elevation is that self-awareness and that self-motivation. Once you got those two down and you listed what you want to do and you know how to get to your goals and how to contain them, or how to attain them, I should say, it's the elevation part. Elevation is basically step by step rising. You continuously rise. It's not a one-step process where I'm gonna elevate and I'm done. No, elevation is a continuous thing. You want to continue to elevate in life.
Hell yeah.
When you elevate to one phase, if you stay stuck there, that's basically just feeding yourself, because you don't want to stay stagnant. When you stay stagnant or be complacent, you're not truly elevated, because you can't reach that next phase of liberation if you stay stuck. You want to continue to elevate so you can reach that next phase. Elevation, to me personally, let's say in this personal instance of the podcast. Now, when we first got together, it was just conversations that we always say. We were just getting together to have a conversation, but we all had the same likeness idea. Let's get together and put our all unique tasks, our all unique talents into this and make something different. So that was our motivation. We had everything set forth. We were self-aware of what we were able to do, each individual person, what our own fields was. So that was our awareness part. We were motivated because we all pushed each other and pushed ourselves to want to do something else and actually want to attain a goal. So elevated next. Now we're into the phase where we're doing lives. We're doing different type of technology. We have different backgrounds. We're just doing different locations. So we've elevated ourselves, and we're going to continue to elevate our liberation phase when we come to our next goal. That's where we get to our liberation. So with liberation, that's not, how can I say it? It's an end of a one phase of your smell. Being smell is a continuous process, ongoing. Once you start smell, you just keep going with it, because you don't want to end it, because you want to continue to do better. You want to continue to achieve your goals. So every goal you set, you smelling that. You know what I mean? So the goal of getting our podcast on the streaming service, we smelled that, liberated past that. Now we figured out how to do it. We've elevated past the vines of we just want to do it to how to do it. Now we've done it, so we have that technology, we have that knowledge, we have that under our belts. We've liberated past that. Boom. Next phase, next thing you want to do. So it's always about starting over. But the main thing is, if you don't have a good knowledge of self and you don't know what you want, you can't go forward. So it always falls back on that self-awareness, regardless of where you at in the smell. If you don't have that self, you're always gonna fall back. So at the basis, you gotta have a strong basis. Like with any relationship, the relationship of yourself in smell starts with a good foundation of yourself. Being aware of what you want, being aware of your own personal flaws, that's gonna inhibit you from getting there. If it's a personal flaw and you keep going this same cycle, you keep hitting this wall, don't keep looking outward at anybody else. You got to look inward. What about you is preventing you from attaining this goal that you've tried over and over and over and over to get? What is it about you? Be self-aware so you can elevate yourself, so you can liberate yourself out of them binds. Because without this self-awareness, you can't go nowhere else.
That's facts.
The smell won't work. You feel me? You can lie
That's
to
big
yourself
facts.
and try to do the smell. But as long as you lie to yourself, you won't go nowhere. You got to be truthful with yourself. Like they always say, people start believing they lies when you become a liar. You feel me? And
Come on, preach.
if you watch us and if you watch our content, I said at one point I was a liar. So I had to believe my own lies if I was a true liar. So it got to a point where I lied myself in a corner. So I had to be more self-aware. So, okay, boom. I need to stop doing this because I can't keep putting myself in these situations because it's only me that's putting myself here. And I can't blame nobody else for what my actions are bringing me to. Let me change the behavior. So once I chose to change that in me, my outcome started changing.
That's
it wasn't
real.
the individuals around me making my decisions for me, because regardless of what anybody else do around you, it's you that makes a decision about what you want to do. The coldest thing I ever heard in my life, what was told to me, my uncle once told me that my great-grandfather told my great-grandmother during an argument, because every couple argues.
Yeah,
He was
yes, sir.
he was like, I used to didn't know you. Now, if I didn't know you again, would that really change my life? Would that really affect me? You got to think about it.
Damn.
No, it wouldn't.
That's cold.
You feel me?
Yeah, that's cold as hell. That's real though.
He had the true sense of self to realize at the end of the day, if you take your love from me, I still love myself regardless. So it ain't gonna change what I do for myself or how I see myself or what I know of myself. So if you leave me today, I'm that strong anyway. You feel me? And everyone needs that strength.
Hell yeah.
If y'all are movie buffs like me, if you ever watched the movie Heat,
Oh man,
the
classic.
movie was like you can't
Fucking classic.
if it ain't
Patino, baby.
if you got something you love, if it's something you love, you can't pick it up in 60 seconds when the heat on you and pick it up and leave it, ain't worth it. You feel me?
True.
Think about stuff in your life like that. And you always have to put yourself against that stuff. You feel me? What you love more? You love
Bringing all my art
more than you love
supplies.
yourself?
Man, it's crazy how everything he's saying is just tied into my week. That's wild.
You gotta think about it.
I'm grabbing my Wolverine
You
number
really gotta
one.
think about it, man. Like as like most people sound like I don't do much for my birthday, but my birthday brings clarity every year. I get a little bit more clarity and a little bit more wisdom. So I just want to share it. You feel me? Like that smell theory, it came for a couple of birthdays ago, and it just is a culmination of what I've went through my life and me seeing the phases I've gone through and the continued cycles and me trying to do something different. And the times I've done something different, I've seen different. So I just put everything together, you feel me? And hopefully somebody else can see and just hear my words and put it to themselves. You feel me? Like it ain't something I'm telling, oh, you got to go do this. No, it's something that worked for me. It might work for you. You feel me? Like
That's real.
Buddhism. He didn't tell everybody to go do this because this is my path in life, man. He was like, this is my path. Just find yours. If you choose to do what I did, cool. If not, cool. But as long as you find your path in life, man. SMEL is my path to enlightenment and continuous success personally, professionally, and everything else. I mean, if y'all want to follow it, follow it. If not, find your own path. But self-help with SMEL, that's my thing, man. 2021, I'm trying to get a little book together. So I'm trying to make SMEL more than just me telling everybody about words. Trying to put SMEL on paper, man, because I feel like what the things I've seen, the things I've done, and the corrections I've made to my personal self, if others have that same concept and that same strength behind just being strong for themselves, there's a lot of toxic stuff out here that wouldn't be, and people would handle themselves differently. It's just a different mental outlook, you feel me? So I'm gonna try to put that on paper this year and see what I can do with that. So man, be on the lookout for SMEL coming in, some type of written form, y'all.
So y'all done heard the motivation. Now we gotta hold his feet to the fire on that elevation. I think the craziest part about what you are putting down this week, man, with the elevation piece is like, it just ties into so much of my week, man. I'm really on some right now, just thinking about how do I take professionally, personally, you know, as a husband, as a father, as a podcaster, as a career person, you know what I mean? Like, how do I take each thing to the next level? So it's funny, like I was having these thoughts of just like, how do I reach that period of like regrowth? And your message is like tying right in with that. Also the part about just returning back to that S when all else fails and just thinking about that self. One of the biggest things, and I'm gonna get into it in my topics tonight, but one of the biggest things that I'm seeing that's like really just bothering me, man, is like the lack of accountability with self, especially with Black men. I think, we talked about manhood a few episodes ago, and I think as I'm looking more at manhood, I think it really just boils down to accountability, man. Like how are you really holding yourself responsible, accountable, and complicit for the things that you are actually enacting in your life? Like at the end of the day, if you're having troubles in your life, you have a part to play in that. If you are, constantly struggling with something, you are the common denominator. And until you deal with you, like you can blame everybody else in the world. You can call other people names. You can say, hey, it's because of this situation and that situation that I didn't get this or I didn't do that. But at the end of the day, I feel like the more we as a people start to really just look inwards and like, what are our flaws? Because we can blame everybody. We can blame the white man. We can blame the other Black man that we jealous of. We can blame the Asians around the corner. We can blame everybody. But at the end of the day, we hold a responsibility. And until we uphold our end of the bargain, like, I don't care what you're doing, whether it be podcasting or creating content, whether it be your career, whether it be your abilities as a parent, it starts with you. And you first have to be accountable to that self, man. Like, I'm really feeling this smell theory, Phace. Like you picking up, you dropping something I can pick up, man. Like
you put the arrow and put it right to the bow and right at the target.
Yeah.
I know I'll feel liberated once I get rid of this 9 to 5 and I could go full-fledged artist mode. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I know that's one constant goal or whatever. And I also want our viewers to know that background picture, that's still his face. That's what happens when he takes a picture. It looks just like his background picture. When he takes a picture when he's smoking, it looked just like him. He walked away and came back. I didn't even know until I saw that movement.
I'm not even gonna get into the colorism of that statement. I'm gonna be quiet.
I ain't even look at it like that. I was just talking about how his eyes are. Look at this. Talking about the eyes, man. Bruh. I ain't even going into that, man. Birthday jokes, bro.
Excuse me.
Birthday jokes, bro.
Listeners, for my people who are gonna be auditory listeners to this podcast Wednesday night, you gotta see the video. So if you get a chance, just skip on over from Apple or Spotify, wherever you listen to us at, and check out the YouTube video. You will actually see the visual. And the crazy part is with them headphones on and the fact that his whole outfit is matching, like, yep, he kind of does look like his logo right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, the elevation, man, I'm going to be real with you. I am really feeling that piece of it. The fact that it's kind of like reincarnation, like, yeah, you reach this step, but how are you going to rebirth that into the next creation from that? You know what I mean? Because otherwise you just stay stagnant. You get that 7-year itch where you just been in the same spot for a minute. And it's like, where do I go from here? You know what I mean? So yeah, that smell theory, man, I'm with you. I can't wait to make the next smell theory compilation. And viewers, listeners, we're holding Phace to that. He said he's going to make the book. So now he got to do it. He got to do it.
And it will be on Amazon Prime or Audible.
Believe it.
Right.
I just know it's going to happen. Pretty much.
Oh, we got to put it in the push, man. We got to put it in the air, and I got to put it physical.
That's it. The motivation is there. You just got to elevate it, champ.
Call on the universe and all the powers combined to bring forth Captain Planet. I mean, to bring forth this book.
Big facts. Big facts.
So next up, random topic. Because we're gonna have a whole bunch of serious serious topics later on. So I decided that I was going to make part of my topic later on, part of my random topic to keep in the space, but it's going to get real serious. So my random topic is some fuckery. y'all hear about Azalea Banks? What her fuckery?
No, sir. I have no idea of what you speak. Now I know who Azalea Banks is. That's the rapper girl who was like crying on
crazy black
out, right?
right?
Yeah, she crazy as heck. Yeah,
she crazy.
Crazy black junk.
Oh, you gonna really think she batshit crazy after I tell you this, or cat shit crazy?
Oh, what?
All right, here we go. All right, Azalea Banks. Y'all may know her as the person that said out loud that she had something going on with Dave Chappelle, and then Dave Chappelle kind of joked about it on his what you call it. But she went on Instagram Live like about 2 weeks ago or whatever, digged up her dead cat Lucifer out the ground, right?
What?
Digged him up, yeah, and then like air fried him, like broiled him. And
hold on. She dug up her dead cat.
Yeah.
And Lucifer?
Yeah, that's his name, Lucifer. You know,
so the cat's name was Lucifer.
Mm-hmm. Son of the morning.
She dug him up and air fried him?
Chase you off the earth. Yeah.
Did she eat this cat?
That's what I'm still trying to find out, because a lot of stuff on Twitter is saying that she ate it, that she just air fried it, that she was trying to bring him back to life with the thing, but she had a skull looking like Shakespeare, to be or not to be. That girl ain't right, man.
I don't even know what.
Fucked her.
What? Hold on. He did? What is happening? What is happening right now? I feel like we went off the rails. What the?
Allegedly, she had said one time that she had relations with Dave Chappelle, and then Dave Chappelle in one of his current little stand-ups or whatever, or his it wasn't
presentations.
Yeah. He was like, so evidently Azalea Banks. I mean, he kind of just like admit to it up there. So we're gonna just still say allegedly, but he just straight up just said it or whatever. So I ain't made a joke out of it. Man. He did it in a joking way.
What the hell is wrong with our people? So you telling me somebody dug up a dead cat? The cat was dead, buried in the ground.
Mental health awareness, man.
Air fried the devil.
Lucifer, son of the morning.
Phace, it's your birthday, man. You go on this one. I don't even know where to go with that. Like, what? I wasn't ready for that one. I see why you did not put that in the docket, because oh my God, what the hell?
It don't go with nothing. I know it don't, but I just thought
mental health awareness.
Yo, tell Azalea Banks I got a referral link for 3 free therapy sessions. I got you, sis. That is what the hell?
She kooky as cat shit.
Yeah, she could have. I'm pretty sure she got therapists on deck.
That to mess me all up, bro. I don't even. Oh shit, nuggets, champ. What the fuck? Okay. I ain't messing with that. God bless our people. God bless black women. If somebody out there loves and knows Azalea Banks, give her some love. She obviously needs something. That is not for this week's Umar update. I'm gonna just go ahead. Damn it, Pat. That messed the whole. I don't know where to. Okay, my energy all off. What the hell, bro? All right,
I'm sorry.
For this week's Umar update, Umar is still on his world tour. He has now been in South Carolina and Macon, Georgia, which is hundreds, if not thousands, of miles away from Wilmington, Delaware, where his school is. School in quotes. While he's been out, though, we've had a couple of things happen. The lights have been confirmed as on at the school. A YouTuber that sprung off of Max V's page, I think his name is he got some Roman numerals in his name. I I have no, it's like JMV something. But anyway, he rolled past the school and he did confirm that the lights are on. But this still leaves a question. When were the lights on legally? When have the lights been turned on legally? Because if you remember back in November, I'm going to keep reminding us, like, we're not going to get off track here with Umar. In November, he was at the school drumming on a drum, chanting, FDMG is coming, FDMG is coming. And he also said on that same live, yes, the lights are on. We got lights, and there were lights on all up and down the hallway. Now, I always had a question because there was a big extension cord going through the whole building, and it seemed to branch off into each room that happened to have lights on. So my thought was, generator? Nigger rigging? You stealing? I don't know. And also remember, there was a YouTuber that went to the school during that time and also saw the meter running illegally. So my biggest question right now for Umar with the lights is, when were they actually turned on legally? I get they're on now, but you got some explaining to do, Umar. You got some explaining to do. Nate,
Lucy.
He's been posting a lot of weird IG lives. Now, he's only been going live very infrequently lately. For the past week or so, he's been very quiet on Instagram outside of like just straight posts of pictures. And he's posting random pictures of him on the Breakfast Club and just weird stuff that ain't got nothing to do with right now. But he went on IG in Macon, Georgia. He was in an empty parking lot on an empty stage bumping reggae music. What this has to do with his book, the school that he claims to keep raising money for, or anything to liberate black people or to teach and help young black boys, I have no idea. I'm also noticing a large contingent of the people on Umar's lives are also scammers. That's another story for another day, but I'm also starting to peep this vibe of like, there's a lot of people on there that are scamming with their little money hustles. You gave me $300 and I can get you $3,000. Like these little weird, I don't even know. It's just
might have bought his followers.
It's a lot of weird stuff.
It's a lot of stuff.
So after that, Gator Girl said he's liberating his appetite in different parts of the country. He's definitely doing that. Because he was definitely in a house. I'm gonna get to that in a second. He was definitely in a house where the microwave just kept beeping. So he's definitely been found some followers to feed him and house him for a little bit. When he was in South Carolina, he posted in this house. He was in somebody's house because he was definitely on a seat with some carpeting around. You haven't seen Umar anywhere where he shows anything outside of his face in a place. So he showed the floor. But the weird part was it was like maybe a 2.5 minute live where he just has two random dogs humping his feet while he sits in a chair with dad jeans on and rubs his feet together on the carpet. And there's a microwave going off in the background. So you can tell he's at someone's home or their domicile and they're feeding him for the evening and lodging him for the evening. But I have no idea what's going on. So I don't know whether he's high and he's just making a mistake, pushing something, or what the hell is going on. But posting a 2-minute live with dogs humping your feet while you sit in a chair with dad jeans on. I mean, it's just literally his legs, his feet, and dogs humping for 2 minutes on a carpet. And I have no idea what the hell that has to do with anything involving our people. The next live he put up, he's in a barber shop, getting a haircut, hanging out with the fellas. Now, this barber shop is the same place, the most requested scholar in America. This is where he's holding his next event, in a barber shop. Now, you've been to barber shops. I don't care what barber shop you go to. It ain't but so much space in there. So that tells you which capacity you're actually expecting to show up. It also tells you how much you're actually requested. Because the dude that sell fire sticks around the corner, he be at the barbershop too. But ain't nobody requested him. He just there. I don't understand. Now he's getting a haircut, which is good because his hairline been leaning lately, and his appearance has started to get more unkempt, as it does every winter. But my question again is, how does this help black boys? How does this help black people? What does this do for us watching you in a barbershop? And then he couldn't even remember that he was in a barbershop because he's trying to promote a barbershop. And he goes, yeah, I'm live in something cuts restaurant. So he's so used to just
being
spewing out random shit. And it's so used to going out to eat. He can't even remember that he's trying to plug the barbershop and get them people some real love. Now, since he's been on this tour, I'm going to remind the people, he has still not been back to the school, which he only mentions now when it's time to ask for donations. When that Cash App and that PayPal come time, he says FDMG. But outside of that, I've not heard him talk about the school. I've not heard him mention the school. He's not like, hey, this is what I need to do. It's just random weird IG lives with bots, and I haven't seen him at this school. Now, as a person who's a homeowner, I've been involved in the construction sector before. I've had a lot of damn jobs, but I've never seen where as a contractor, you go work at somebody's place and they're not there at all. At some point, they have to be there to authorize and to sign off on the work that you have done. If you need to update something or go through as far as like, hey, what we thought this isn't it. We're going to have to do something different. You need the owner there to actually kind of, give you some verification that it's okay to make this or do these changes. So Gator Girl said the sewage water and that they were sweeping up in that gym is right back. I'm pretty sure it is because he hasn't talked about the plumbing again. He's only said the lights were on. He hasn't talked about HVAC, which is supposed to be why we're spending all this damn money. Yet and still, Umar's out at barbershops and having dogs hump his feet. Now, a little caveat to my Umar update, then I'm going to open it up to y'all for just y'all thoughts and etc. As I've been doing some research and just kind of on the interwebs, I've noticed I may have to open this Umar update up to just blacks to be like a dangerous black man update or black scammer update. Because I'm seeing that it's not just Umar out here that's a detriment to our people. There's some other stuff going on. And I'm going to get to that in one of my later topics. But yeah, thoughts, opinions, etc., fellas.
Umar's a joke.
A straight joke. A straight joke.
That ain't even a funny one. It ain't even a make you laugh joke. It's one of them, oh, okay, type joke. Like, come on,
it's
man. It's played out. Like, it's played out. Like, continuous jokes. It's like he's an intellectual guy, man. Like, you just use your intellect for what it needs to be there for, but you rather attempt to do something that's not in your lane and just making an ass of yourself. Why?
And an ass of our people, bro.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to make an ass of yourself, that's cool. That's the shit that been killing me, though. He has literally got
don't scam
a large section of black people following him and buying into this bull, losing their money for no reason with a school that's never gonna come.
More content creator than actual leaders, if anything.
That's my goal. So the people,
leader, man, so.
And to people out there who said, well, Tiz, you must be trying to use Umar for content so you can get money. Again, I have a job. I make money legally, and what I do actually directly impacts and affects and helps black kids. I do what Umar wants to do. I actually good out, and that is my career, to help and mentor and teach and educate and push forward black children. So that's what I do as my main job. That's what I get my bread and butter from. I am on Umar's ass and everybody like him because I'm tired in 2021 of seeing black people continue to hurt our own causes. I'm gonna get more into that later, but man, So that's just to anybody who feels like I'm one of these people that's like, I make Umar videos. If you watch our content, we do way more than that.
Way more.
He's like a small percentage of what we actually talk about on a weekly basis. But he's a detriment to our race, so I'm going to keep going on his ass.
But
for good.
I'd rather be able to have
tonight
with him, like in a good way, but he just puts out stuff that's detrimental. So I mean, I have a platform to comment on it, so I'm going to comment on it. And if anybody else out there does anything in such a fashion, I'll be commenting on that too. Once again, there's an open invitation, and it's still an open invitation for anybody who supports Umar himself, or anybody else we may comment on, to email us at thepodnaspodcast.com @gmail.com, and we can invite you on the.
Indeed.
And if you do something funny, I'm going to joke you about it. No, I don't care.
Thank you, Gator Girl. We do cover everything. You're absolutely right. Thank you. But people got to actually watch the content.
People like 1 minute segments. That's the thing. Like the attention span of a person is whatever they are into at that time, and that's it. But
bullshit.
Indeed. What you got up next, Pat? This kind of ties in, especially with Black people in general, but I wasn't really trying to do a serious topic at first, but just like over the weekend, and it being Martin Luther King weekend, I kind of like saw more and more of a pattern in general. I saw an article about a documentary talking about, it was actually called MLK/FBI, right? And what kind of sparked it is because I saw a tweet from Bernice King, his daughter. I'm bringing it up right now. And she basically was like, please don't act like everyone loved my father. He was assassinated. A 1967 poll reflected that he was one of the most hated men in America. Most hated. Many who quote him now and invoke him to deter justice today would likely hate and may already hate the authentic king. #MLK. Okay. And that brings up my subject of how they try to use his last speech and not his last speech, but one of his major speech that went out worldwide, the I Have a Dream speech, and the way he tried to promote, just peace and peaceful protest as a way to pacify or quiet like the Black Lives Matter movement. Every time we have like a protest, or like how Kaepernick, he has a protest, like just bending the knee, they always have a problem with how a Black person protests. And it's not really that they have a problem with how, it's that that white guilt kicks in every time we do try to say something, pretty much. And what I'm also seeing is what I like to call the good Negro propaganda, or whatever, where like if you really study Martin Luther King, he really talked about financial improvement and economic improvement of the Black community. That's what got him killed, or whatever. And in that documentary, they were talking about how the FBI, it was run by J. Edgar Hoover, and he saw that King was talking to people that was like, I would say, communists, that he figured were communists or whatever. So they literally said that everywhere that King went on his whatever tours or speaking out, wherever he went, they were in the hotel room right beside him, listening to everything they did. Even, when they were talking about his infidelity or whatever, they were trying to use that as a way to deter his message and everything. So in that documentary, it was saying if they're in the room with Dr. King, everywhere he went, like every time he went somewhere, they were already posted up like a week before he was there. You know what I'm saying? If they knew if he was there each time and he was right beside there, how can they not know about the person that had killed him, his assassin? You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's more likely that the person
I forgot it. I know it's like James Earl something that they claim killed him. It's more like
James Earl White,
James Earl White. Like they claim that either he was working for the FBI to kill him, or they had someone to kill him and he just took the rap for it. Pretty much.
Oh, damn.
That was like one of the theories they put out there.
That's kind of like Kennedy.
And then like a couple of years back, the FBI put out like a something for Martin Luther King Day, saying they celebrate his message or whatever. And Black Twitter got on him like, you're the one that killed him. You know what I'm saying? So that brings into another topic of like how they try to use one little thing that a Black person says or whatever and use it to pacify other Black folk or whatever. It's been a habit where they use every year everything that Black people do. Martin Luther King wouldn't do that. No, actually, Martin Luther King would be the first person to actually do that. Like he would be the first person out there to actually go out on the front line and no, we need economic equality. We need to find more programs. He was the first for Black people to build up Black people. He was talking about how when European immigrants came over, they had loans from the government for land and to build economies for their people. But the Black people that was brought here involuntarily, basically kidnapped from their land, they have gave them nothing. They just gave them the freedom of dying out in the wilderness, basically. Well, us, basically. Yeah. Pretty much. So that also brought up a topic, because this is what happened over the weekend. There was this
Keep going, Pat.
There was this guy named Brian Tyree. He's a white dude. He on a video with a MAGA hat. I first saw it on like Royce the 5'9" IG, but he's basically up there with this Black kid or whatever. I guess this is his stepchild.
Oh my God. Using that kid as a damn propaganda tool. Hell yeah.
And I'm like, dude, y'all have been doing that same trick for the past 50 years since.
Here's my good Negro. Here's my Black. I can't be racist because I got a Black.
And at that time, like, this is my Black friend. Like, this is my Black son. And at that time, like, you could tell, like, I just felt like that kid needed to be saved. And then there was a lot of things, like Talib Kweli, he reposted it and everything. And the end result was that dude popped up and said, thanks, my wife is divorcing me now. As she should. As she should. Or whatever. Like, and, Talib just popped back and said, no, your racism destroyed your relationship. Like, you're gonna put that man against, that's their son against his will. That's a child.
That kid looked so dead in the eyes, Joe. You could tell his little spirit had just already been ruined.
He didn't want to do
man. And the sad part is that little boy still lives with that guy. Like, like that's.
Then the arguments is going to go across and all that other stuff. Crazy. But like now, like, yo, that's insane. And I'm like, how do you not have that? How do you not get that? You know what I'm saying? And that puts me to that whole mentality that I feel like unless a person actually feels what you going through, they have no clue about it. They're totally ignorant about that. If they were placed in that same position, and if they were placed in that same position, if the roles were reversed, you would have the Capitol all over again. You know what I'm saying? You have Fox News jumping on it all over again. So, like, I
tell you, man, it's a large gap between sympathy and empathy, man. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the most fucked up part about what I saw with that video, especially with the little boy, man. Like, it's no way you can empathize with what your quote unquote step or adopted son or whatever he was to you. There's no way you can empathize with what that little boy goes through on a daily basis just because he looks like he looked. You will never feel that. And that's the horrible part, because like they don't want like the supremacists. And I'm not talking about all white people, because I know some white people that are down for the cause. They are true allies, and they don't believe in that. Nah.
Be the first one
I'm not going to
sit
there. I'm never going to paint a whole group of people as anything. But people like that guy in that video, man, like you are so stuck on trying to prove your rightness that you are destroying exactly what you're claiming that you're against. You're saying you're not a racist, yet the fact that you posted that video shows your racism. The real racists don't have to parade anybody out and show that they're down with the cause because their actions speak for that. People would know. The fact that you posted that video means there's somebody in your life that knows you, that sees your bullshit and has called you out on it, or they're giving you backlash and you felt the need to do that.
It probably was white.
Real people, when you are authentic about something, you don't have to put it out on blast. You don't have to show it off. It's just who you are. It's just like being rich. If I'm really rich, I don't have to sit there and throw up money on my ear, act like I'm talking on the phone. I got it in the bank. I know what I got. I'm confident in that. I'm comfortable in that. And that's the shit that kills me, man.
And what do MAGA and how you feel about Trump have anything to do with you being in a relationship with someone? When we know and women know, period, that a man can lay down with someone and not think nothing twice about it. Like,
but I'm gonna tell you what it got to do with it. He brought that up because what happens is his beliefs in MAGA probably went against everything that wife stood for. She probably was a decent human being that realized, like, there's certain things like there's nuance in the world, and I'm gonna get to that again later. I got some shit that's all tying into what you dropping, but there's nuance in this world. Shit is not always just black and white. Just like our country is not just black and white. It's gray areas. It's more. It's layers to most complex issues. So because of that, you can't support MAGA, not because of you can't support Trump, not because of you liking his economic policy, but because of the fact that you supporting Trump empowers a person that believes in all of these other things. So it's not that you're a MAGA person that people dislike. It's the fact that you are so blind to a person that is literally moving in hate. To the point where he hate his own people. He hate everybody. And you're following this person and supporting that, which gives it a larger platform. It gives it more credence to where they keep going. You know what I mean? Like, that's the issue. Like, damn the MAGA hat. We're not mad at you because of that. We're mad at you because you're supporting somebody who believes in all of these other fucked up things that is destroying our society.
Is it the family, his family members and relatives are still in that old way. That's probably what it is. And he gets in those talks, and then he wants to go ahead and, like, I'll put it this way. You know how you have a rapper or you have somebody that's like try to portray like he's in the streets, pretty much. So they try their hardest to do the most. They'll do the most random, especially in this day and age. They'll go on IG flashing their guns or whatever, or the guns they claim that are theirs or whatever. This, that, and the third. This is him flashing his gun, trying to be a rapper. This is him being the MAGA rapper. Like, this is him saying, "Hey, I'm still down with the cause," or whatever, because his friends he grew up with, or his cousin or relatives or whatever, is still talking to him like, but you got that that black lady over there, blah blah blah. Are you still down? They still pressuring him. They G-checking him, so to speak, or whatever. So now this is his thing, so he can claim, like he can show his people that he's still down with whatever, so he can go around and play whatever spades game or whatever they do. Chuck beer and paintball.
Them folks ain't playing no damn spades. Now paintball might
black.
be up there.
I don't know what rednecks do. All right, they drink beer and post it.
Boy, we playing that good Texas Hold'em.
Oh yeah, and out in Hickory or something. Yeah, exactly. Where they'll paint boy and them paintball.
And go mud.
Outfits.
Enjoy the paintball tournament, like Jordan Kepler said. Enjoy the paintball.
Go driving mud and big water puddles and shit with jeeps and shit. Go mud.
Shit that serves no purpose
at all. Yeah, shit like that. I mean, everybody got their vice that they they do stupid shit with or whatever. Or whatever. It just so happened that these people don't like black people. So whatever the fuck they like.
And them the only people I'm talking about. Because guess what?
That's it.
I grew up with some dudes that go mudding and all that shit. And I fuck with them.
Shoot, I live by them.
I fuck with them.
I roll past with. This is the thing that confused me though. This is the thing that confused me or whatever. Because I'm in Chesapeake, and you know Chesapeake is one part is nothing but black folk, and there's one part that's just
predominantly Caucasian though.
Just rednecks. All right.
Yep.
So I'm driving at the 7-Eleven or whatever. And I see this one truck. I see it all the time. You got the American flag on one side and the blue lives matter American flag on the other side. And I'm like, all right, so does he agree with the Capitol attack, insurrection, or what's going on? Or he just put that up there? Like, I'm still want answers from that. Like, are y'all rednecks? Are y'all in a civil war within each other?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Because like Gator Girl said, man, like when that shit happened with the Capitol, you got to remember, it's a strong contingent of rednecks that are not necessarily racist. They just love their country. And that's pretty much as far as to go for them. Mm-hmm. So like it's a large contingent of like what you would call country hillbillies that are out there that like, hey, hold up. But we ain't down with that shit. You ain't gonna fuck up our country. Hold up. That's what we hold near and dear. This is our country.
We can't do this.
You're not gonna
white
do
on
that.
white crime.
So like I don't think that I think it's far from being like a situation where like all like that, like I started the episode off, man. Like I ain't gonna never generalize a whole group of people on nothing. Mm-hmm. There's a good contingent of people that are not down with what happened and down with a lot of the shit that other rednecks portray. Like you got, it's a YouTuber out. He's a straight redneck. He literally posts nothing but videos. Chowder. It might be, I don't know, but I know he got like a beard. He'd be in a garage all the time. He posts shit about like fixing shit too, but like a lot of his videos is about like going at white people and calling them out on their bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So like, I think it's
just because you're a redneck don't mean you're racist.
Right. Yeah. Just because you're a black person don't mean you really down for black cause. Like, I think
not a monolith.
Right. Not a monolith. I think at the end of the day, it's you got different sects of people. And that's why my biggest thing is like at this point, how do we get all of the people who actually are in agreement? Like, how do we get all of the black people that are definitely for black upliftment? And how do we get all of the white people who are definitely for, hey, we've done other races wrong in history, not us necessarily specifically right now, but in history, we've messed up a lot of these races that we brought into the country and we're supposed to not be that. This is supposed to be the free haven, you know, bring us your poor, your tired, your hungry, all that shit. You know what I mean? So like, I think the biggest focus should be going forward, like for the country. How do we get all of us that are actually on the same page and are tired of all this bullshit to line up and fight that other shit? Like, how do we get all the people that's down with love to actually gather up and stop putting up these little walls we got amongst each other and just say, hey, look, we all believe that the way shit is now is fucked up. There's a large group of people in this country that have been fucked over for hundreds of years, and we need to make that right, and we need to move forward. You feel me? And I think that like we got to focus on that because it's not everybody that feels the way the supremacists do. It's not.
It's not.
Especially not now in 2021 because you got a generation of people that grew up and they hate their parents because of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you got people that's out there for clout that's putting up them little videos, but you got some kids that just literally hate their parents. Like, how dare you sit there and talk about this? Because this black dude that you hate, that's my boyfriend. This black woman that you talking shit about, that's my wife. Like, it's not the same America that used to be. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. They turning them in. I seen people tweet, hey, you know how you was talking that junk about BLM and why they need to be arrested? Well, I just called the police on you as one of the people. I saw that in a tweet. I was like, oh shit, they calling it. Oh, like He was talking to his uncle. He was saying,
That's right.
"Hey, I'm turning you in." Well, all I gotta say is, if we're gonna gather, don't gather tomorrow during the inauguration. Stay your black ass at home.
We stay home tomorrow. Catch that shit on Zoom or stream or whatever they do it on, but we not going. Hell no.
Yeah, keep that right there.
Now, as far as tomorrow goes, I work in Colonial. I work in the Heights.
I already know. So you stay strapped up.
You feel me? Exactly. No worries.
Work for home.
Because I believe in my rights. And all my amendments. So, and I exercise all of them.
Translate that as you will.
I have no worries, no fear. And I have no worries about tomorrow. But be safe, everyone else. Be cautious. Because as you've seen, there are ignorant people out there who just love to do ignorant stuff because they know no better. So I'm all down for educating the ignorant. But for those others, be safe.
Gator Girl said, exercise your rights, champ. Second statement. Hey, we got that right.
Oh, he exercised them.
Believe that. Believe that.
Don't let no bird fly down low. Don't let no bird fly down low. Exit.
Got some good stew tonight, baby. Got some good stew tonight.
Pat just seen it.
Yeah, I seen it
before in the parking lot.
And I'm right down the street when it happened. I'm right down the street where it happened.
McGraw, baby.
I was like, what happened? I'm like, goddamn bird came too close.
Hey man, don't trust birds. That ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about tonight. But if you out there, don't trust birds. They're fucking ferocious creatures.
Hitchcock taught me that.
Facts.